Hello, and welcome to the St. Vincent College Health Science Information Session. My name is Donna Edmonds, and I'm an Associate Director of Admission at St. Vincent. We are glad you're joining us today, and we hope that today's presentation gives you a good overview of the health science programs that are part of the Herbert W. Boyer School of Natural Sciences, Mathematics, and Computing. Joining us today are two faculty members, Dr. Carol Fish, Professor of Interdisciplinary Science and the Chairperson of the Integrated Science Program, and Dr. Daryl Fish, Associate Professor of Chemistry. Also joining the panel is current St. Vincent student, Senior Daniel Dorenzo. Danielle is majoring in Integrated Science. You may submit a question anytime throughout the presentation by clicking on the Q&A button on your screen. It could be located at the top or the bottom of your device, depending on what you're using. We will get to your questions during the second part of the presentation. It is now my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Dr. Carol Fish.
Hi, welcome. I'm happy to talk a little bit about the pre-allied health programs at St. Vincent College and really highlight some of the best parts of our program. So I think first of all, when I think about what are the highlights of allied health at St. Vincent, one of the things that came to mind was the idea of a personalized education. And so students that come to St. Vincent for allied health, first of all, you can choose the major that fits best for what you want to do. And so most of the students who are looking at allied health are majoring in either health science, biology, or biochemistry. And the focus is really on meeting the prerequisites for the particular allied health program that you're interested in. And you can do that through any of these majors. They all do it a little bit differently, but you can really choose which direction you want to go. You also have the opportunity to look at a number of different minors that fit in really well with allied health. And so we have a lot of students who will minor in psychology. I've had students who have done children's studies, public health, or even business, depending on what you want to do after graduation. In addition, St. Vincent overall has very small class sizes, so we tend to have classes in the range of 20 to 30 students, and so you have really a personalized education. You get to know the students in your classes, you get to know the faculty, lab sizes are small, and so there's a lot of direct work with the faculty. And then in addition, there's a lot of extracurricular activities that can also add to that. And that includes some science-related ones, like we have a pre-allied health club, we have a women in STEM club, and we have a chemistry club, as well as a biology club. So there are all kinds of ways that you can personalize your education. Another thing that came to mind as I was thinking about the advantages for St. Vincent is the support that you get to reach your goals of a career in allied health. And so at St. Vincent, you would have a faculty academic advisor for all 4 years. They would help you to choose your courses. They would help to guide you for what prerequisites you need for the health program you're interested in. They'll talk about your GPA to make sure that you're meeting those requirements. And what you might be able to do in terms of studying, in terms of your class schedule to really help you to meet those GPA requirements. In addition, we have a pre-allied health committee, and the committee, its purpose is to provide you information. So we have a number of meetings throughout the year, as well as a website where the information about all kinds of allied health careers is housed, and that you would have access to essentially at any time that you might have a question about some of these pre-allied health programs. The Pre-Allied Health Committee also does some practice interviews so that when you are ready to interview for your allied health program, you have the advantage of having a little bit of practice, and then we give you feedback and try to help you to hone those interviewing skills. In addition, then, we also have we have a pre-allied health club, which is really support of students supporting other students. Once again, they bring in speakers, some service opportunities, and so that there's that kind of support. And then, of course, we have academic support for you during your classes. And so this would include a collaborative learning program that meets weekly that help you in your science classes, like your general biology and your general chemistry. Those are run by students, and so it's a very, once again, a very personal, but a really good program that helps students be successful. We also have tutors on call, so there's a lot of ways that you can, that St. Vincent is supporting you throughout your academic career. I think the one thing that really stands out for St. Vincent in terms of allied health are the kinds of experiences that you can get directly related to your allied health choices. And so one of those is that we have a human cadaver lab, and you would have access to that in courses such as human anatomy and physiology, as well as a biology course called Advanced Human Anatomy. And so those classes, the opportunity to actually have experience with cadavers at an undergraduate level is really exciting for St. Vincent and for our students. In addition to that, we also do surgical demonstrations, usually once or twice a semester, and we have surgeons that come in and will demonstrate a particular surgery on a cadaver. And so once again, some of the students are right there in the lab, participating with the surgeon. Some students are able to observe that up in a classroom that we have digitally connected to the cadaver lab. And so once again, it's a really great experience for students to actually be in a surgery. We also have some study abroad and mission trips. I had one student that was able to go to and spent a semester in England, and so take courses, exercise physiology, so courses that were directly related to what she was interested in, but still was able to get that experience of going abroad. So that's another really good opportunity for our students. We also have opportunities for internships and shadowing, all of which the shadowing hours are required for all of the allied health. And so we try to help you to find those spots to guide you into the kind of shadowing that you should do before you finish your college career and apply to the allied health programs. So I think the final thing in terms of why St. Vincent and what are the benefits of a St. Vincent education in terms of allied health are our outcomes. So 88% of the students who apply to allied health programs are accepted to those programs. And that's an incredibly high percentage for students coming straight out of college. So we are very proud of those students who have been able to do that. You can see we have students who have gone to PA programs and physical therapy programs, to nursing programs, both an accelerated BSN program as well as a entry-level master's program in nursing. And we also have students who have attended or are attending occupational therapy programs. So you can see all of the different colleges that our students have gone to, and so we've been very successful at placing students into those types of programs. All right, thank you. We would take any questions now that you might have about our allied health programs.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Fish. That was very informative, and I know it helped answer some of the questions that our viewers may have. Um, Students, now is a great time to start sending us your questions. If there's anything specific you would like us to address, you can certainly get that to us, and we'll be sure to answer that with you during this session. So coming in right now, we do actually have a question, and this one is actually going to go to Dr. Carol Fish, and this is coming in from John. He would like to know, what are the differences between the biology, biochemistry, and health science majors at St. Vincent College?
Thanks. That's a really great question. And as I said, it's possible to do allied health from any of those. The big difference that I see is that for biology and biochemistry, those are really discipline-specific majors. And so you would major in those, and you would have courses in the whole breadth of biology and the whole breadth of chemistry and biochemistry. Whereas a health science major is really an interdisciplinary major, and it's designed specifically for people who are interested in the health sciences and the allied health programs. And so you would take the same courses, but it's just a different mix of those courses. And there are more courses that are specific for allied health that count towards the major. So things like medical terminology and human anatomy and physiology count for the major, whereas they don't count for a biology or a biochemistry major. In addition, though, the other two the biochemistry and biology majors require a senior research project, whereas the health science is required to do an internship followed by a seminar where you write a comprehensive paper. And so those are really the big differences between the three. And it really depends on what you are most interested in. You can be successful doing any three of those.
So would students need to know that coming into St. Vincent, which program they want to do, or is that something they can explore during their first semester or first year on campus?
Yeah, that's a really great question. Actually, because there's a lot of overlap, particularly in the first couple of years, it's really easy to change majors between health science and biology and biochemistry, because the first year is going to be really similar no matter which of those programs you're doing. So it's easy to move from one to the other. So thanks.
Oh, that's great, because students typically aren't 100% sure. So if they know they have a little leeway, I think that can ease their concerns a little bit.
Yeah.
Now we have a question coming in for Danielle, and this is coming in from Sean. He would like to know, since you are a current student at St. Vincent, what do you like best about the pre-allied health program on campus?
Kind of relating back to Dr. Fish said, just having the ability to pick different courses that correspond to a graduate program that you want to enter. So I'll be going to PA school starting next year. So I was able to pick classes depending on what the graduate school required. And I thought that was a really nice benefit, I guess, of the allied health program.
Great. So when you came into St. Vincent, were you an allied health major or were you a different major?
I was an allied health major coming in, and I switched actually from nursing to PA. So there was a little bit of overlap, but I went with the PA route.
Okay, wonderful. And congratulations to you on starting PA school in the fall. It's wonderful. We have another question coming in, and this is going to go to Dr. Daryl Fish. Could you tell me what are some of the allied health programs other than PA, PT, and OT?
So our students will go to a variety of other programs too. You can, of course, do the traditional sort of programs like become a physician or a dentist or do optometry. But in addition to that, we'll have students that are interested in health administration, and sometimes they'll go and seek a master's degree in that, or a master's of public health. There's also safety science and industrial hygiene, so some of our students will decide to go that route. There's pharmacy sales and medical sales, so those are other alternatives that our students will go. And of course, you have a complete science degree, so some of our students might opt to go into one of the aerial labs and do some testing of some nature. So working in a lab themselves, they would be qualified to do.
Great, thank you. Here's a question kind of to piggyback off of that. This is coming in from Blake, and this is going to go to Dr. Carol Fish. Blake wants to know, he says he wants to pursue a health-related career, but he's not sure which one. Will that be a problem?
No, not at all. A lot of our students come in that, as Danielle said, she came in thinking she wanted to do nursing, and as she took classes, realized that physician assistant was really a better match for her. So that happens all the time. The students come in thinking one health career and find out that something else really fits them better. And I see that as really part of our job in those 4 years, is to help students to figure out what fits them the best. And so it's the basic requirements are the same. So the basic science classes, human anatomy, all of those classes are going to be very similar no matter which of the health science courses or which of the allied health programs you go to. And so it's really easy to switch back and forth. Particularly, I think of it as kind of 2 areas. There's kind of the OT PT area, and there's kind of the nursing PA area. And those are particularly easy to switch back and forth. But even if you were PT and decided you wanted to do PA, we could make that work. So that's really our job as advisors, is to help you to figure out what fits you the best.
Great. That is really helpful to know. And I know our students appreciate that one-on-one they get with the faculty and helping them figure out what their future is going to be. So I have another question coming in. I'd like Danielle to take this, if you could, Danielle. This is coming in from Ben. Ben is an athlete, and he said he's interested in playing a sport in college. And he's wondering if he could still be successful in the pre-allied health program if he's playing a sport.
Absolutely. I personally did not play a sport in college, but I've had a lot of friends who have and have been very successful and have gotten into different graduate school past all this. I think just being able to kind of go to those CLP sessions, the collaborative learning program that we have, and attending tutoring sessions and seeking out your advisor when you need help, and also your professors. That's one thing I love about St. Vincent, is the professors are always willing to help you and be there for you if you need anything. So.
Well, that's great to know. So there are a number of athletes in the allied health programs at St. Vincent. That's good. Okay, because I know some schools do limit that and restrict students from continuing in sports in some of these majors. So it's good to know that our students can continue. This question is going to go out to Dr. Daryl Fish, and this is from Maddie. She said she is really interested in pursuing pharmacy, and she maybe would like to go to a pharmacy school, but what are the options she has at St. Vincent if she wants to major in pharmacy?
That's a great question, Maddie. So you have really a couple of options. We have a program with Duquesne University where you complete your first 2 years of the pre-pharmacy program here at St. Vincent, and then you take and transition to Duquesne and complete your remaining 4 years. And to be honest, most of our students will take and at least start in that program, and they will go to Duquesne. In addition to that, we have students that will be in a variety of different majors, such as chemistry, biochemistry, biology, and of course, allied health. And they will complete a 4-year degree. And there are plenty of courses that are available for you to take and to be all set so that you can go once again to pharmacy school once you complete your bachelor's degree. And our students that do that typically will go to Duquesne once again, also to WVU, the University of Pittsburgh, and LECOM. Right now we have students, in fact, that are in pharmacy school in Duquesne, WVU, and the University of Pittsburgh. So there are lots of options available.
Great. So that's not necessarily something students need to know coming in where they want to end up for pharmacy school. You help them figure that out along the way?
And so that is an easy process. Primarily for all of the different majors, you are going to take the courses required for a pre-pharmacy program. So it's easy to get you then to the minor details so that you can be set to go off and do pharmacy if that's what you choose to do.
Okay, excellent. Here's another question for Danielle. Fran is asking, what other opportunities are there at St. Vincent in addition to academics? So as a student, what are some of the things you're busy doing?
So I've gotten really involved with work study positions. I got a work study position starting my sophomore year. That's kind of helped me to separate school and kind of doing something else, trying to keep on schedule. And it's nice having something else besides schoolwork to kind of go to. I've also gotten really involved with orientation team. APB always has a lot of events that you can do. Sports Friendship Day is sponsored through Campus Ministry. Campus Ministry has a lot of events also. So there's a lot of different things to do on campus, but then there's also things that APB does off campus too. So they'll bus you there, which is nice as well. So take every opportunity that you can.
Excellent. So can you talk a little bit more about your work study positions? What kind of jobs have you had on campus, and how did you get those jobs?
So I am a lab assistant in the biology department. And then like Dr. Fish said, with the surgical demonstrations, I also help with those. So I have those two work study positions, and then I'm also a biology tutor. And the way I got those was just reaching out to my professors and asking if they had anything available. I knew I wanted to do something in the sciences and kind of stay in Dupre and stay in the building. So just reaching out to your professors and asking them if they have anything available, I think would be the best thing to do for work study.
Okay, great. Thank you. We do have a question coming in from Abby. Abby is asking, and I'm thinking maybe, I'm not sure which Dr. Fish would like to take this, so you two can figure this one out. But as a future PA, what are the benefits of majoring in a health science, then getting your master's for PA, rather than completing an accelerated 5-year program?
I'll do that. So
Okay.
I think that, to me, the benefits are, first of all, more choices. So if you come to St. Vincent and do the health science, and you decide that maybe PA is not what you want to do, or what I really want to do is nursing, you have that flexibility. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility to kind of start in the health science program to begin with. So I think that's one advantage. I think another advantage, particularly if you're interested in sports, is that it's going to be easier to play a sport for 4 years at St. Vincent, and then go on to get to PA school, rather than, if you do an accelerated program. I think that's going to be much more difficult at a lot of those schools. So I think that's another advantage. I think a third advantage is the class sizes. We will start out, the class sizes for general chemistry, general biology are fairly small compared to a larger school where you would have, maybe hundreds of people in your general chemistry or general biology. So I think that's another advantage. I think a third advantage, and it depends on where you're looking at in terms of the PA programs, is that, is the rural setting. If you like that kind of, our suburban kind of setting, really has some advantages as well. So I think it's kind of what fits you the best, where you feel the most comfortable kind of getting started. That has a lot to do with it.
Great, thank you for answering that question. And kind of as a follow-up, would you say for students looking at the different options out there, would you, I kind of know the answer, but would you recommend that they come and meet with you and see what we have to offer and do that one-on-one to see which program is going to really fit their needs the best?
Yes, definitely. I think, if you do a campus visit, if at all possible, come and talk to, and when you do that, if you come and talk to us, and we can help to answer whatever questions that you have. You can see the facilities that we have. The Dupre Pavilion is beautiful. It's as well as our, human anatomy labs and that type of thing. So you can really see the kinds of places that you would and I think when you're on campus, you really get a feel of, does this feel right? Does this fit me? And I think that's an important piece of kind of choosing where you want to go.
Great. And we certainly hope we can get students back to campus soon so they can do those types of things as well. So here's another question coming in, and this is going to be for Dr. Daryl Fish. You talked about this briefly, but maybe you can elaborate a little bit. But if Courtney is asking, if I major in health science, but I decide not to go to allied health school, what are some other possible careers I could pursue?
Well, it just depends on what you would like to do. So you'll be set up to do a wide range of different health science programs out there. So in addition to the traditional ones, there's also athletic training, health and fitness, and those kind of programs. But in addition to that, if you decide you don't want to work in a clinical setting, it is possible for you to do a master's of public health, to go into health administration, also to do things such as being an industrial hygiene officer. And of course, you do have a full science degree, so you can work in a lab if you wanted to. And then we have a number of students that have gone into sales. So they have done either pharmaceutical sales or medical sales. So all of those are possibilities with a degree from St. Vincent.
Great, thank you. This next question is coming in from Christina, and I'm going to send this over to Dr. Carol Fish. Christina wants to know, what kind of internships have students completed at St. Vincent?
Yeah, that's really good. As I said, for the health science major, internships are required. It's a required piece of what you're going to be doing. And so our students, we've had students who have done, who've worked in nursing homes, who've worked in hospitals, worked for PA clinics, worked for doctors' offices. We've also had some students who were scribes, which means that they kind of follow the doctor around in an emergency room and write down all of keep a record of what the doctor is telling them. We've had work as nursing assistants, either in a nursing home or in a technician program at a hospital. We've had students who have done EMT. I've had students who have done a pharmaceutical sales kind of internship. And so it really does run the gamut. It's really depends on what particular area you're interested in. But our students have been really successful at finding internships that fit what they want to do.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So we're just about out of time, but I have one more question I'm going to ask Danielle. And Danielle, you said you're a senior, you're getting ready to graduate. Perhaps this is your last week of classes at St. Vincent. Could you maybe just chat a little bit about how these last few months have been, the fact that you're not at St. Vincent, and how has that transition been for you in your classes, and just kind of talk a little bit about what you're going through.
It's definitely the first few weeks, it was definitely hard just to get used to everything being online. I think it was a learning experience for both the students and the professors as well. So everyone was really accommodating towards one another. My classes have actually transitioned very well to being online. I haven't really run into any major issues, but like I said, the professors just have been really good about being really accommodating towards everything, about everyone's circumstances. But the professors are just amazing, really, they are. So it's been an easy transition going into online classes. So it hasn't been too bad, so.
I'm sure you're missing a little bit of the kind of the social life on campus and maybe some of your friends, but hopefully you'll get a chance to catch up with them soon.
Yes.
Great, thank you so much. Thank you to all of our panelists today. You've shared some wonderful information about these programs at St. Vincent College. I know that our students are ready to connect, or our panelists are ready to connect with our prospective students on an individual basis. So students, don't hesitate to contact us and let us know, let the admission office know, or your personal admission counselor know if you do want to be in touch with any of our panelists, and we can help make that happen. If there's any seniors out there watching today, and you haven't made an admission decision for the fall, we are accepting your reservation deposits by mail or securely online at stvincent.edu/deposit. We certainly hope that you plan to become a St. Vincent College Bearcat. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to welcoming you to campus soon. Take care.